Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We are here again for more Star Cup action as we are every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Greg Jennings and Chenzo joining you trackside here for round two of season two, about to begin here at the Miami Autodrome Circuit. A very unique kind of half street, half circuit kind of track that has some very interesting characteristics and some close walls as well for these drivers to navigate tonight. It's not everyone's favorite, but we are going to embrace it and have a good race together, I'm sure. But Chenzo, how are you tonight? What are you
Yo,
looking forward to
yo.
do at this Miami track? Excuse me.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a good one. I think this race is wide open. As we said, it's a very difficult track, a mix of like half street, half like long, I don't know, circuit type. So I think anyone could take this race. The sprint qualifying right now will be a good indicator, obviously, of what we'll see for the rest of the weekend. But let's see who can finish on top. I would think someone like Jordan or DRS. BRZ, Hooligans. Oh, Hooligans is back. Yeah, these guys can definitely take pole. Let's see what they do.
All right, yeah, let's see what our drivers have in store for this qualifying lap here. As you can see, there are some notable additions to this grid, including as H&P Hooligans, notably. As Chenzo mentioned, he is returning on a reserve kind of part-time basis. He's here tonight, and he has agreed to start in the back. But we head to the front of the grid now for a new driver. I'm just going to call him Hugh, but you can clearly read his name and we're just not going to read it out loud because that's just not going to do us any favors here. But he is setting a great lap so far, now getting towards the slow section of the track here. Not everyone's favorite piece of tarmac, but you can gain a lot of speed if you hit the right line, which he does, hitting both the inside and outside curbs now, hooking it to the left, coming down the straight towards the last kind of real turn of the circuit. That's turn 17. I think he's got this one, as long as he doesn't make a mistake here. Jordan is behind him in P2.
Yeah, it'll all come down to this last corner. Who can get the best exit? And I think Hugh has it covered.
Oh,
Oh!
Jordan does ultimately get the quicker lap time overall. Oh, it's very close. It's very close. The game put Jordan in first momentarily, but look at that. 0.02 of a second separating 1 and 2 here at
That is
Miami.
insane.
Wow.
Insane. We're gonna have a great sprint race.
Look at that. There you go. And these two drivers are considerably ahead of Highway Warrior, again making another race here in Miami now in the Aston Martin. He is full-time. BRZ on Bags, last race's winner is 9/10 off the pole position time, but of course the full race is yet to go. Took Your Dogs is here in P5 doing very well, followed by XOD, Bella from the Mushroom Cup, Jay Jackin, or JJ as we're going to call him now. We're going to refer to the other guy as his real name now. Mr. Tim, Leader Liebag, Snake and Beans, Kevwood, Dastardly 83, and we'll get the rest of the drivers there. And we did see some of them, I believe, on purpose, retiring from that qualifying session. H&P Hooligans among them. So we'll see what they can do from the back of the field in this pretty quick sprint race.
Yeah, and I think the tire of choice will be the mediums. Not sure if the softs can make it all the way. Maybe you can, but you'll be suffering at the end.
Yeah, that would be a tough stint overall, and I think you kind of want to save those soft tires as well. Sometimes you do lose them, you never know. This game's glitchy that way. I see a couple drivers switching to the hards though, but anyway, we had
Oh,
XM, then Sid's Not that were after 83 there. H&P Hooligans, as we mentioned, AZ Racing, and then DRS Maestro as well, mentioning he was going to do a last to first challenge of his own. So a couple drivers are challenging themselves for our entertainment as well as their own personal satisfaction. We'll see what they can get done. I think, though, the medium tires will be good to go. Looks like XOD is having some connection issues. So hopefully he can get back
ooh.
in before the race begins. It's taking a little bit longer than normal. Maybe the drivers are just being very respectful, not reading up right away. Hopefully there's no issues
Yeah.
with the lobby. Hello to all the viewers and everyone tuning in as always. We're glad to be here as now we get into this formation lap. So again, as we always do, let's just check the tires out. So yeah, a couple drivers on the hards. That's Tookie Dogs and Dastardly further down. And then we have Sid's Knot in 17th with the softs on. So going for an aggressive strategy there.
Oof.
Everyone else on the mediums though.
Yeah, that's gonna be. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works. It may as well take him up into the top 5, top 10. But you know, I was talking to the guys earlier, pre-race, and there was a lot of talk between them about how to set up the car. A lot of confusion actually. I didn't think. I guess we haven't, or the Star Cup hasn't come here. The Mushroom Cup hasn't come here in a while, so those setups were very outdated. So everyone was just kind of scrambling to see what worked the best. We'll see how this affects the race, but I think Highway might be able to keep up with the top 2, Hugh and Jordan. DRZ will sneak in there.
And it looks like XOD is still having connection issues. That's not good for the driver in P6. But yeah, as Chenzo mentioned, this track is very difficult to kind of put it all together in terms of a setup. There's some very long straights that go on for a long time. You want that top end speed, of course, as we see the drivers now on one of those very straights. But there's also a very high downforce demanding first sector. Turns 1 through 8, I guess you could say, heading on to that back straight. That is really where a lot of lap time is gained as well. And then you have the slow speed later on. It's kind of got a little bit of everything here. And yeah, it's not a track that is raced as often in general. So not as much experience around here. But hopefully the sprint race will be a good warm-up towards our main 50% later on. And who knows, weather may play a part here. It is Miami. I've been there myself. Oh, we see Hugh having some issues on the formation lap there. But I've been there myself in Miami. It can be a really hot day, and all of a sudden the sky just pours down an immense amount of rain, and everyone has to run inside, and the streets get absolutely coated. So you never know what can happen here. We will see. For now, though, we're getting ready for this sprint race to begin the evening for the Star Cup Round 2 of this second season here at Miami. Looking forward to more action as the drivers are getting ready. We're now just looking at the back of the front row here. The 5 red lights are out, and they're off. We are way here for the Star Cup. We have Hugh in the front, defending the inside with Jordan. Looks like the drivers are ghosting there. There's some issues going on in terms of the connection, but Jordan and Hugh are continuing the fight for first position ahead of Highway and BRZ on bags now, who did have some contact last race. We'll see if that changes this time around. They're still side by side up there. Jordan backs out as now the rest of the grid heads through the very high-speed first sector, as we mentioned earlier. Let's see if anyone makes any mistakes here. It's very easy to do so. Out of turn 8. But now they all head down the straight. Looks like, oh, I was just about to say, clean start. But something has happened there with AZ Racing. He is out of the session in the end of Sector 1 there.
No. I just want to know, Sid's Knot, who started P17 on the softs, now up to P9.
Oh, and speaking of which, we're watching H&P Hooligans as well. There's some contact ahead of him, some wings being lost. He's down to P14 there through this kind of slow speed section, and now he's lost some wing as well to the back of Snake and Beans. There is some damage being dished out there. For now, though, the pack heads down the straight towards turn 17. Jordan is now fighting Highway, who has got by Hugh momentarily, but Hugh is responding here. It's a good battle for the top 4. Jordan holds his line, but Hugh is right there. BRZN Bags is now also in this fight with Hatuki Dogs behind them on the hards, looking on. This is really competitive so far onto this second lap.
DRS activated now.
And that's going to make a big difference here, as now the drivers will open that up going into this next straight. Once they navigate this S section, which really can damage the tires if you're not careful. I did see someone going a little bit wide further back. You want to be avoiding that because this track can really eat them up really quickly. Now they head down the DRS straight. Hugh is right behind Jordan. Highway's right behind him. BRZ's there as well. A similar top
BRZ.
four. BRZ's got to move on the racing line. He's getting ahead of Highway there. Highway's fighting the inside.
Oh.
And now BRZ switches to the inside due to the nature of the circuit. But Highway's still there. Oh, no, he has to back out there. That's probably a good idea. You will lose a lot of time through here if you're not careful.
A good move by BRZ.
Jay Jackin also there in the Aston Martin in P5 trying to get with these race leaders. He's not very far. They are in a DRS train all the way to now P7. T-Bone is the head of the secondary train further behind. We see the McLaren of Hooligans there making another move. He does have damage, I believe. And he did move up there. It's just the camera angle cut away a little bit too quickly. Now you see him head there 3 wide, it looked like, momentarily with the Alpine. And the Saubers, now the drivers are 2 by 2 momentarily. Oh, and there's contact ahead, and Snake and Beans is off the track alongside Leader and HMP, or not Leader, sorry, XM. Not quite sure what happened there, but Leader is now through. HMP is right behind him. Back up to the front though. Took Your Dogs now is following this train, and Highway Warrior has lost a little bit of time here. His teammate now is lingering, and
yeah, Jay Jackin's gonna make a pass here.
Yeah, Highway lets him have it there. I think they got to work together. They got to get back with these leaders before they get away here.
Exactly. Gap is already 1.6 seconds. And Bella's been kind of quiet, just kind of taking places slowly. He might, if he attacks Highway right here, he has a good chance to split the Aston Martins.
And just covering the overall positions, we have Jordan and Hugh continuing the fight now for P1. This is going to slow them down a little bit, going side by side there. It's very respectful though, lots of room being given for both the drivers here. As they head down the straight into turn 1, Jordan has the inside, but Hugh has the DRS. What'll happen here through these winding first turns? Hugh ultimately has the outside momentum to get the move done on the outside. Very nicely done. But anyway, looks like Jay and Highway are losing a little bit of time here. Highway is struggling. Not sure what's happening to him.
Maybe his tires are going off already.
Yeah, that could be the case here. He is falling off quite a bit from those race leaders. He was right with them not that long ago.
I just want to note, XM DNF'd off camera.
Oh, no, okay.
Last lap, yeah.
No response from race control. DRS Maestro has left the session. Is he having connection issues as well? We will see, but Jordan and BRZ now are fighting a little bit. At least the timing table suggested there. They are staying all 3 cars close together here through these very, very slow and awkward turns. Now onto the straight. But anyway, just to cover the rest of that, sorry, Sidsnot was up 6 positions there. He was up, I believe, 7 earlier, maybe even 8, but now he's dropping off with those soft tires. And then DRS Maestro's up 4, but he's now disconnected. H&P is up 6 positions as well into P12. And then, yeah, that's basically the most positions gained. Mr. Tim is down 7 positions, having difficulties in the Haas in P17.
Yeah, both Haas cars just having a terrible sprint. I think Mr. Tim got damage in incident, 2nd or 3rd lap.
Now H&P is fighting Sidsnot into turn 1. Sidsnot has a moment there. Now he's further back with his teammate. H&P there moves up to P11. And now looking to get by Leader into P10 and get closer to the points. I think is that the points? I forget in the sprint race here. But anyway, H&P now has the DRS open. Shouldn't be too difficult here if he goes for it. Leader is going to defend a little bit.
Oh,
oh.
Yeah. He's definitely going to defend it.
Now H&P Hooligans going for the outside line as the racing line would normally be. Leader defends the inside. Hooligans goes for the switchback, but it's just not enough, not close enough for now. And they will
Maybe up
continue the
here
fight.
after this little section in the next straight.
Now leaders swerving, trying to break the toe from Hooligans behind in the McLaren. The DRS opens. He might have an opportunity here to the inside. And he does get ahead of leader and get that move done into P10. Just about 3 seconds from the next car. Anyway, though, back up to these race leaders. BRZ Bags, Jordan, and Hugh. We shall not name the second half of his name. Followed by the Aston Martins of Highway and Jay, but they are losing time, I think, collectively. Bella's right there as well. Tookie Dogs is on those hard tires. He might have some pace coming up here. Leader and Hooligans, though, fighting some more, and Leader's now by Hooligans into P10 again, so we're going to see a repeat of what we saw before.
Yeah, Leader's not going to give it up. He will make the car as wide as he can.
T-Bone now is through XOD, further ahead. XOD has that penalty as well. Leader is just going to defend for now. H&P not quite there to get the move done. But I'm sure we're going to see the same thing happen into the next straight here.
Bella loses a spot.
Oh,
almost spins out.
H&P has the run as well. Just covering this battle between the two drivers. Bella having some difficulties. XOD is now continuing the fight with T-Bone ahead, getting by through the DRS. H&P is now by Leader as well in a similar fashion. Anyway, though, we're going to go back up to the race leaders. I'm trying to stay with them, but there's action elsewhere tonight. Kind of a different vibe than last week, sorry, where that front pack was just absolutely insane around Bahrain. I think they're just being patient up here, waiting for the last lap. It is coming up, though. The race is flying by. We're already 7 laps in.
Yeah, looking at their battery storage, I think BRZ will struggle once those last laps come around. So, but we see him attacking now. He's going for it.
Yeah, he's trying to be aggressive and get into P2. I think it'll be much harder to get into P2 here than it would be to get from P2 into P1. Jordan kind of wants to stay here. If anything, swap positions with Hugh. And then Hugh is probably thinking vice versa. They just don't want to let BRZ in the middle of it because it's harder to get by when the car in front has the DRS as well. Jordan is now not opening the DRS by choice, interestingly enough, but he is getting to the inside there of Hugh. Now BRZ is right there. They go 3 wide. Jordan had a moment coming out of that exit, and now BRZ has taken the lead, but Hugh is right there on the inside heading towards this turn 1. It has turned up a little bit here for this race win. Hooligans and Leaders still having their battle down below. We see that turn into turn 1, I believe. Hooligans, or maybe it's the last turn, getting the move done. Oh, that looks
what happened?
Interesting. There's a
Tookie Dogs.
Tookie Dogs is up. He fell some positions there in the Mercedes, unfortunately.
He might call it.
Yeah. It's tough to get points in the sprint now. BRZ has made the move for the lead, though, with the DRS open. He's looking to take it into the final closing laps here. Jordan is now into P3. Tookie Dogs is out. And, Jordan has hit the back of BRZ. And now Jordan has wing damage in his McLaren.
Ooh, we'll see how much that affects him.
Obviously, look at Hugh and BRZ. Oh, my. Oh, Oh! Oh, it's ended! It's ended in tears! Jordan sneaks
Oh.
through. Hugh and BRZ get caught on each other. BRZ is perpendicular into the wall there momentarily. There's a reset to track, and now Highway is up there with his teammate Jay. Oh my goodness, this
Wow.
race has popped off here. Jay is going for the double overtake into the final turn. Really? Turn 17? Highway's
make
there
it.
on the outside.
Oh, Jay will have the DRS, I believe. Yep, he does.
And Hugh's right there. He's trying to get involved
Oh
now
my
to the
goodness.
inside, getting back into P2.
Wow.
Oh, what a lap that was. Leader Liebeg has retired. What happened to Leader?
Must have had damage.
Yeah.
I wonder if that incident between BRZ and Hugh will get reported. Maybe it was just a racing incident. I mean, 2 going into that whole section under the bridges is just not a good idea. But we'll see what happens.
I couldn't believe what I was watching when they did that.
Yeah, outrageous. Meanwhile, Jordan out in the lead by 3.3 seconds. That's probably done. He just has to keep it within the white lines, and he'll be good.
So out of nowhere, he looked like he was in a bad position there. He had the damage, but then the huge moment in front really changed the race for him, and now he's got a comfortable lead into this final lap. He does have damage, though, so he probably will lose some time to drivers that don't. But Highway and Jay are now up there. BRZ is trying to follow them, but struggling with that damage there. You see his front right end plate missing. And T-Bone is now ahead of XOD. They've had a race-long battle as well as HMP Hooligans and Leader, but Leader somehow DNF'd there. We didn't quite catch that. Hooligans, though, is up to P8 now from the back of the grid. As now we're on the final lap here.
And Bello, the other Ferrari, also having right end plate damage. Basically the same as his teammate BRZ.
Will we see a little swap of positions here in these Aston Martins? You know they're going to work as a team, but there might be an opportunity to do a little bit of battle here. There's no one really in front of them or behind them that can realistically challenge them if they keep it clean, so they have an opportunity. Let's see what happens here. We're going for the last, I guess it's not the podium, but for P3 for now in this sprint race. Now Highway is behind Jay, has the run with the DRS open. And now he is to the inside, heading into this Sector 3. Jay Jackin's not going to back off just like that, but Highway swoops to the outside and gets back onto the racing line. That is going to do him well. However, Jay will have a chance to respond here, coming out of this left-hander. What will this be on the final lap? I believe Jordan has this one comfortably as long as he doesn't mess up over Hugh. Highway Warrior trying to take this position away.
Oh, he's gonna make it barely.
Makes it, and Jay Jackin chooses to let the results carry out there. I think he could have kept the fight up, but he does recognize they are a team. And overall, they'll get some decent points in this Miami sprint race. Little lower key. But we are here now, finishing with a nice battle between XOD and T-Bone. We didn't see much of them today, but they've been swapping positions all day long. Ultimately, though, it won't matter because XOD has a penalty. And HMP also benefits from that, up to P7 with the penalty applied.
Yeah, Hooligans makes it all the way from P20, I think. P20 to P7, not bad. Despite having damage as well.
And now we just have the rest of the field finishing up here. I think they had to make an extra pit stop due to some damage they sustained. That's never good in a sprint race, considering you don't have to pit. DRS Maestro did disconnect as well. He had a rough race, and that's not his fault, but he's down to P12, unfortunately. Sid's Knots behind him. Started on those soft tires, but I think they really died out, as well as 83 and the other Red Bull further down. But that was a pretty decent sprint race. We'll get ready now for the main event of the evening, the 50% race coming up here. Hooligans gets the driver of the day due to the most positions gained. And he had a solid race and benefited from a penalty as well. So he's into P7. But yeah, Jordan, Hugh, BRZ, and then Highway, Jay for a little bit. We're all in that fight. but that was a close one with a few incidents there to dissect later on. We will see.
Yeah, good race from the Aston Martins, getting the team result there and at the end.
Yeah,
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's a bit of the same in the full feature race.
they were one of the best teams overall, along with McLaren there, both getting similar points. We are only this is only the second race, so the real pecking order and the championship standings haven't really been solidified yet. So you never know what could happen. But now we are getting ready for the main event. I believe we have another one-shot qualifying coming up here. I will be honest,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this game is very, very glitchy with this sprint format. Hopefully, this qualifying result will carry over to the next race. I think it will. Hopefully it will, but who knows if it actually will.
Yeah,
And we'll go from there.
I think it will because we're using the real F1 teams at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think that seems to fix the problem, which is absolutely ridiculous. But either way, we are here getting ready for the longer race. Looks like Hugh has left the
Oh,
session.
and I can't invite him because, well, I don't know him,
Yeah, same
unfortunately.
here. Same here. And he's going to miss out on at least at an opportunity to set a qualifying lap here.
And maybe if he hadn't put his setup on yet, might miss out on that.
Oh, that would be bad. Anyway, though, let's get up with Jordan. Let's see what he's up to. I'm trying. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to get to him. Looks like H&P is up there as well. He has retired, so yeah, he's going for the back-to-back, back of the grid challenge in that McLaren, and we see Jordan and Highway now duking it out for pole position through this first sector.
I
Jay also up there.
don't want to get too much on the curbs in this sector.
So Jordan now is kind of lingering around P4. Jay Jackin's now in the lead. Maybe he's using a little bit more battery, but he is setting a good time so far. We're going to keep on board with Jordan, though, just to see. Looks like Tookie Dogs has disqualified there. So that's interesting. He's going to be in the back, along with H&P Hooligans. Jordan 2 Wavy is right up there behind Jay Jackin now, who has set a very good lap here. Does he have the battery to finish it off, or does he lose a little bit of time here? I think he's getting low now. Did he do enough work already?
Ooh,
Jordan is by. I think that's what's going to happen there.
yeah, that's gonna make the difference.
Highway is right there as well. It's going to be close again.
Oh, Jordan ran out right at the end.
So actually it was a little bit further apart than our first attempt there, but looked very, very competitive. Jordan 2 Wavy is on pole position, I believe, with a 29.6, and he was a couple tenths ahead of Jay Jackin in P2. Excellent result from him. And then we had a kind of similar 2 or 1.5 tenths gaps from there, maybe 3 as well. We had Highway Warrior behind them. DRS Maestro now starting from the front of the field this time, hopefully not getting disconnected as well. BRZ and Bags looking to get back in that fight. Mr. Tim improving from his sprint race up to P6. Then it's XOD, AZ Racing, Leader Leabag, followed by XM, Snake and Beans, 83, T-Bone. Kevwood, we haven't mentioned him much. He's in P15. And then Hugh did get, I believe, an AI driving his car, so he's in P16. Dastardly's the last driver to set a lap time, but he had a mistake there. He was well off the pace. And then we had H&P Hooligans and a couple other Tookie Dogs, and I believe one other driver starting in the back.
And no rain.
Looking
Looks like
dry
a
for
clear
now.
day. Yeah.
You never know around Miami. Like I said, you can get some crazy rain out of nowhere, but generally it is pretty hot and pretty dry. So, and if there is rain, it usually gets evaporated very, very quickly. So we will see what happens here. Thank you to all the viewers joining again for more action. We always look forward to the Star Cup on Tuesdays. Chenzo, I realize I've gone this far without giving you an opportunity to mention any channel or anything you got going on. I know you have a Twitch channel. Do you want to let the viewers know what that channel is so they can see you race?
It's just my own personal channel where I post my races in the Mushroom Cup and wherever else, like other leagues that I race in. But that's really it. It's just my POV, nothing else, no commentary. I think the Mushroom Cup races, you can hear our chat. But yeah, that's really it. I think I can drop the link in our Discord if y'all want to give a
Yeah,
follow. But yeah,
I
that's
realize I've gone this far and I haven't given you an opportunity to mention anything you're doing. So let's do that. Drop it in the chat if you can. Now though, let's also see, as we always do, the tires again, and we are seeing a very similar trend here. 2 drivers on the hards, 1 driver on the softs, and the rest on the mediums. This time though, it's Hooligans on the softs further down.
Oh,
And then Mr. Tim and Sidsna on the hards in P6 and P14 respectively.
interesting strategy for Hooligans. Probably hoping for an early safety car, which might come out actually. But kind of doubtful as to whether he'd be able to take some hards all the way home from there. Uh, but yeah, no, Jordan, I think if he can just get that gap, that 1 second gap in that first lap, he's going to pull away for the rest of the race. Jackin and Highway will have to work together to keep pace with Jordan.
Yeah, I think if they can just hold on to him for the first couple laps, I think they can definitely do it. But they don't want to fight amongst each other or let DRS Maestro have a sniff at them as well. And then BRZ and Bags is going to be motivated to try and make up for that sprint race and get the back-to-back victories. We saw him again win last time out. So we'll see what he can do. And then, yeah, Hooligans, as you mentioned, soft tires, that's very interesting. Obviously, we haven't driven the track any time recently, but I think that is very, very aggressive. So I think he's looking for a safety car or something to come out and allow him to bolt on some tires earlier on.
For sure.
Because I think, yeah, going to the hards earlier might be a bit of a challenge if there is no stoppages. But we will see. Excuse me. Now the drivers are getting ready for this second race start here. We're going to ride on board with Highway because this first camera angle is not very useful. I apologize. I want to get the full grid in there. It's not very good. I wish it would be improved. Anyway, though, the drivers are getting ready. We are getting ready. And the main race where most of the points are up for grabs is about to begin here. I can't see what's going on because this camera angle is pretty trash. But looks like all the drivers are on the grid.
Got it lined up.
And
Time to go green.
The race is not starting.
Oh no, I wonder if we have another starting procedure infringement.
Oh man. Yeah. I think we're in the same territory again. This game, man, is something else. Yeah, T-Bone is thinking it's crashing. I believe it is, sir. Unfortunately.
That's what it looks like. Shame. Well, we'll see. Let's see how long. Maybe it clears up here in a second.
I kind of want to see some carnage. That would be fun, but
like last time.
yeah, that was about the only positive from that situation. Because yeah, I think the drivers are leaving now, so we are going to have to unfortunately have another little delay here. Hopefully we can get this grid captured as well. Yeah,
There we
T-Bone
go.
has reset the lobby. He's gonna make a new one for us.
Should we? I'm gonna take a screenshot
Yeah, you never know, that might be
for
useful.
positions.
The game is still frozen here. Alright, and T-Bone is left. I think it's gonna restart again.
Yeah.
Just like last time. Yeah, here
Here
it
goes the
goes.
carnage.
Looks like there's a lot less drivers here than last time, though. A lot of them are... Oh, okay, they were ghosted. Now they're not. Yeah, we're seeing it already. The camera angle sucks here, but we look ahead into turn one. Look at the carnage. The Mercedes is on the inside flying in. Oh, there's wheels, there's wings, there's carbon everywhere. This is amazing. This is the only benefit of having this situation. The virtual safety car is out, but that does not matter to anyone. Warrior. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Oh.
Oh, red flag. Oh man, I
Red
can't
flag.
leave.
Red flag. These drivers are crazy. We all need to chill. All
He's
right.
just getting it out of the system. Getting it out.
I couldn't stop laughing there. Highway had a huge run on the two Saubers parked next to each other. We were riding on board right as that happened. But yeah, we're just passing the time here now. Looking forward to the next lobby. There's going to be a red flag restart. I'm going to hang out until there's an invite or something just so that we have the stream looking at something here. Oh, there we go. Looks like the invite's out. We'll just watch this restart because we're here. And we're also going to call out the drivers who have not left yet. Looks like, yeah, it's, of course, Kevwood trying to get some extra practice in here. Being the only driver that doesn't leave. That's literally it. Everyone else is gone, so I'm not going to be the last guy here. Classic Kevwood. Anyway, we're going to get into the lobby here. Bear with us. Bear with us.
Yeah, I'm just joining up as well.
Again, the session no longer exists. Apparently it's been deleted, but clearly that's not the case. Let's try that again.
I'm able to join. Send you an invite.
Alright, yeah, thank you. I might need one. We'll try it again though. Think we're gonna be good.
There we go.
There we are.
I'll be right back, Greg.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Just gonna take a sip of my beverage here. But yeah, we're just getting ready now, getting all the drivers back in. While we are here, let's just quickly look at, let's look at the standings, let's look at the schedule, whatever we can find out. Yeah, as we mentioned last time, BRZ is currently in the lead because he did win that last race. He's starting further down tonight, I believe, P5 or 6, something like that. And he did have that moment in the sprint. So it's going to be hard for him to retain his lead over Jordan, who did get the maximum points there, who was also P2 last time. So that's seeing Jordan now technically, I believe, in the lead of the driver standings. I could be wrong. Maybe BRZ got enough points in the sprint to keep that, but currently live right now, it's very, very close, 1 or 2 points between them. So this will be an important race. We'll see if BRZ can get back. But Menzo was behind them. And yeah, that's right. He is not here tonight. So that's unfortunate for him. He had a great race. We saw him do some great things for his teammate, BRZ on bags. He was holding him up. He was, it's not holding him up, sorry, holding up his rivals while he was sailing off into the lead towards the end. It was pretty remarkable. XOD had that great strategy call, which saw him move up the field. He stayed out for a very, very long time, took advantage of some battling going on elsewhere. He's currently in P4, so we'll see if he can sustain that. And then Highway, we've seen him towards the front tonight here in Miami. He was P5 last time. We had Ali Mo, a household Mushroom Cup name, who was there in P6, but he's not here tonight, unfortunately. And the rest of the drivers, AZ Racing, Jay Jackin, Sidsnot, and DRS Maestro were the last to score the points, respectively. So yeah, very small numbers to work with, but we might as well highlight that. And we do have, again, some different drivers tonight just to go through that in case we didn't have enough time before. That would be HMP Hooligans, who I believe is not gone full time yet. Who knows if he will? It's kind of his decision as far as I'm aware. But he is here tonight. Dastardly, I don't think he is a full-time driver. I might be wrong, but he is here in the Williams. Everyone else, though, I think XM, I don't know if he was there last time. My memory is really, really bad, as you can tell. But yeah, most of the drivers now are going here pretty frequently, and we have a pretty solid, consistent group in this league. Looks like we're just waiting for one driver here. 19 drivers right now. I can't quite tell who it is, though. It's the driver in the V-Carb. Whoever was in that car is the one who is holding it up here, and they are going to get called out because they are not joining right away. We will see what happens here, though. It's very annoying because you want to obviously have all the drivers in here. You can't set the grid until they're all in here. Otherwise, the person joining might be in a random spot if they join last minute. So we are playing the waiting game here. In terms of Miami, we'll just speak about the track a little bit more. Like we said at the beginning, it's very difficult to kind of find the setup. It's not the most popular track where everyone's lapping all the time, and it's got some pretty different demands of the car throughout the lap, and it's very much a unique flow. Oh, I know who it was who we were missing. It was that Hugh guy. That's right. That's who we are missing. The runner-up or close to that of the sprint. He is not here. And I did see him leave the session. So yeah, maybe he's just not returning. That's just unfortunate. We should be ready to go here. T-Bone, the host, is mentioning that there's going to be no formation lap, so we're going to get right into it. The drivers are readying up now, and we're beginning the countdown. Any second here. We were for a second, but now we're not. But we're getting ready here for Miami. Again, apologies for the delay. That's just the state of this game right now. You can't really rely on it to do anything consistently besides brake. But hopefully those issues are resolved and we have a clean start to this second race of the evening. As we mentioned earlier, make sure you check out Chenzo's Twitch channel. He's going to link that. And then also, of course, make sure you're subscribed up to this one, the Greg Jennings Racing Academy, where we show excellent racing like the Star Cup and from time to time some own racing clips of my own. But we are here on a consistent basis covering the action. Again, doing this second season, the first one was really, really outstanding. We had a tough, tight battle throughout, and we have all new drivers here for the most part. So those who were in the fight last time are no longer here, and we have a new winner potentially among these drivers looking to take this driver's title. And I did see some great teamwork last time out as well. So there's definitely some care and respect being given to the constructors as well. These drivers do want to work together when they have the opportunity, and we like to see that as well. But again, thanks, as T-Bone says, thanks for the patience. Thank you to all the viewers, everyone sticking by the delay here. You've been listening to me talk now about pretty much nothing for 5 minutes, so hopefully I'm not putting you to sleep. But anyway, now we're going to have some action to dive into here. Again, I think we're going to see a lot of medium tires, as now the clouds have remained away as they were before. But we're going to see a lot of medium tires, a couple drivers doing something different just for the sake of it. And maybe, just maybe, an early safety car might put everyone on the same strategy or cause a divergence and a difference of opinion. We will see. Anyway, though, we're getting ready for this second race. The drivers need to be careful here. Again, because of the game, we reset the lobby, so now they have to put their setups on again. If they forget, they're going to be rocking a default setup, which is basically not worth your time driving around with. So, hopefully no one does that. Hopefully everyone's got the same pace as they did before.
Yo, I'm back.
Very, very good. We just joined in time. The 5 lights are literally coming on now.
Oh wow,
As the grid is ready here. We're straight into the action, avoiding the glitchy formation lap, but we are off now, and Jordan is now away from pole finally after that delay. We have 3 wide, 4 wide further behind in the field. Lots of chaos going on here, but no one having too much trouble yet, I don't think. HMP Hooligans now is up to P15. Is he on the soft tires again? No, he's not. He's on the mediums. Let's just cover that off quickly. All the drivers on mediums besides Exody and Mr. Tim on the hards. There you go. That makes it simple. But anyway, we're continuing to snake through this first sector now. Through the back of the pack here is Sid's not. We have Bella now making it up through the pack. Sid's not is out of the session, unfortunately. But HMP now is also looking to move positions here. Further up, though, let's get back to the front. DRS Maestro's up to P5. And Jay Jackin is in front of BRZ on Bags, who had a great start there, up to P3.
Yeah, I was going to say, he snuck right past Highway in turn 1. Now he's able to go on the attack on Jay Jackin and Jordan.
Now, any moves on this first lap here? Looks like we're going to have to look further behind in the field for some action here. For now, we have the Ferrari pulling out there further back. That's Bella going for it on Dastardly. T-Bone making the move. Bella now, locking wheels with Dastardly, and they're into the wall. They're into the wall, and they both have sustained damage. We've seen that kind of incident happen many times already through this event. They're both in the pit lane. That is unfortunate for them. They have made their first stop already. Leader Liebag is losing positions. He had a moment there. He's down to P12. Now he's got HMP on his left. HMP swoops around the outside, gets the move done. Very nicely done from him. Kevwood now looking to take a bite. He is right behind Leader, but Leader has recovered for now. HMP is again on the move. Now by 83 Goham there into P11. And then what do we have in front? Highway and BRZ continuing the battle we saw earlier and also last week. Highway is now in the lead there, but BRZ has not given up. BRZ now has to back off, but Highway was very close to the wall there. I think that was almost too close. BRZ and Bags might have made up some time there. He might have an extra attack in his back pocket. Jay, Jackin, and Jordan have got away with that little scrap. BRZ pulls to the inside, gets it back to P3 ahead of Highway onto the racing line.
Yeah, I think Highway's gonna try to give BRZ a hard time.
XM gets by T-Bone there, but T-Bone gives him a little bump and run out of the final corner. XM remains in front, though, in P9. There's a secondary train behind him.
There goes Hooligans. Maybe? No, he's not gonna... I don't think he's gonna do it. It's been warm.
So no movements for now. We kind of have 2 predominant trains, and then the race leaders are out on their own a little bit. 1.8 seconds, and I think growing on BRZ and Bags. But there's a long race ahead of us. This is not a sprint race. We got 29 laps to do. A lot more time. A lot more opportunities, so you can be a little bit more patient. That was a ferocious first couple of laps here. BRZ and Bags locks up a little bit. That kind of forces Highway to break a little bit earlier than maybe he wanted, and that did trip up DRS Maestro behind them, but everything's fine for now. They head through the Mickey Mouse section. Kevwood has picked up a 10-second penalty at the same time as BRZ on Bags spinning. I was trying to say one thing in there at the exact same time. BRZ on Bags is now down into P5. He just spun in that Mickey Mouse section. He hit the curb. I don't think he was hit behind, but who knows?
If you take too much curb, you'll lose the back end and just spin right into the wall on your right. Fortunately for him, I don't think he has damage. He was able to catch it.
Oh, speaking of damage, I saw some wing flying off behind HMP Hooligans. We saw him move into P9, but further back, I think, yeah, that was Leader losing his end plate there, coming out of that last real corner, turn 17. And the fight has continued. Snake and Beans has put Leader towards the wall. It's very, very tight. I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but the fight is continuing. I think they're both not very happy. But they have
let it go.
Fallen back to P15 in Leader's case.
Yeah, just unfortunate for both of them. I don't really think there was any malicious intent, just kind of a racing incident.
HMP Hooligans is into P9, doing very well. We're watching on board now AZ Racing. He's got 3 drivers ahead of him, BRZ, XOD, and Mr. Tim. That's a nice little rhyme there, out of nowhere. Oh, 2 for 2. Let's go.
Hey.
Anyway, we're trying now to watch this fight continue now for these points-paying positions. Jordan and Jay Jackin have gotten away as a duo from Highway Warrior, who's got DRS Maestro behind him. And then the train we were watching earlier, BRZ, XOD, and Mr. Tim are there as well. And AZ Racing is going into the pit lane here. He's got some damage. I wonder what happened to him. He's going for the pit stop. We just missed that, unfortunately. We were watching on board before, but we just missed whatever happened there. He's into the pit lane now. That's not ideal.
Oof. Yeah, new wing.
Getting the hard tires. Yeah.
So now he'll just go as long as he can, hope for a safety car. If it doesn't come out, he'll probably have to pit with, like, I don't know, maybe 7 to 9 laps left.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's probably going to have to pit again, so the safety car is really going to be how his race goes. If it comes out, he's got a chance. If not, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. But Tookie Dogs is now by XM into P10 in the Mercedes with the DRS open behind his teammate T-Bone. Hooligans now is up to P8. Who did he pass there? I'm not quite sure.
T-Bone.
T-Bone, that's who it was.
Yeah. Now it's going to attack Mr. Tim. He'll line him up here, or maybe the straight after this. We'll see.
He's going for it here, I think, to the inside. And yeah, Mr. Tim is missing some of his end plate. You can see that on the side of the screen. So he's not going to have as much grip as Hooligans does there, and Hooligans is through. Looked pretty easy. Now ahead, XOD and BRZ are continuing the battle.
Oh, and Mr. Tim going back at Hooligans.
Oh, I misspoke. Mr. Tim is here to fight, and they are fighting through these first few turns. And Mr. Tim gets back ahead of Hooligans. Nice little counter attack there, and Hooligans has a moment there further behind, loses a little bit of time. Maybe not, maybe it was just the game, but now he's back once again by Mr. Tim. So just a momentary defense. I think this is going to be harder for Mr. Tim to come back from. Hooligans trying to save his battery for later on. So Mr. Tim is still there, but not close enough to get the repass completed. And I think Hooligans now will start to pull away here. He does not have damage. But Mr. Tim's doing very well, has to be said, with that damaged wing. Not too slow at all. Anyway, though, further ahead, BRZ and Bags, XOD are now swapping positions. And BRZ is going to fight this one. They're going to go side by side into turn 17. XOD's on the inside. As they pop around the wall there, he is by.
Very nice. And I think XOD has damage on the left front end plate.
Oh, that is right. That is correct. So lots of damage tonight in the sprint and in this main race. Some drivers making it work, but I'm sure they would rather not have it. Kevwin and Snake and Beans are in a fight further down. They've swapped positions a few times here.
Ooh. Three-way battle. And I just want to note, I think Jay Jackin must have made a mistake because he has now fallen 2 seconds from Jordan.
You're right. And speaking of, AZ Racing has retired, I believe, by choice. He's in the pit lane. Yeah. So that should not warrant a safety car or a virtual safety car. So he is our first driver of the 19 now to not finish the race. We'll see if that continues. BRZ gets a penalty trying to get by XOD. We missed that, unfortunately, but he has 3 seconds now added to his time that he will not be able to get rid of.
I managed to see it. It was just by the merest of margins, unfortunately. But, you know, the game doesn't discriminate. It's going to give you the penalty regardless.
Yeah, it's whatever you go off the track and you are not going ridiculously slow, you will get a warning and then therefore a penalty later on if that continues. And sometimes it's just unfair. You might get put into a situation where you have to go off the track and you still get penalized for it. But that's just the state of what we have. XOD is now right behind BRZ and Bags in the Ferrari, getting right up to him in the braking zone. I think BRZ and Bags is again locking up his tires a little bit more than the other drivers.
That's what it looks like.
Jay Jackin is not out of it. He's gaining on Jordan.
Yeah, he's not out yet. He's still very much in the battle for the lead.
You can still see him up there.
I also want to say Highway, despite not having any DRS, he still managed to keep a 6/10 gap to DRS Maestro in these 8 laps.
Yeah, I think DRS Maestro doesn't really have the pace to challenge Highway right now, but he is benefiting regardless by following in his slipstream and getting the DRS every single lap. But he's been in this position for quite some time now, and they are getting away from BRZ and Bags in P5. XOD did lose some time to BRZ there. Not sure what happened there. He's lost the position to HMP, who has suddenly come alive here and gotten a little bit closer to the front, now into P6. Right now, he is, just so we have that covered, 12 seconds behind the leader, so not quite as close as I thought. But who knows? He might be able to claw that in, and a safety car would really put him back in the fight for the lead. We will see.
He can narrow the gap to the leader if he maximizes the DRS of the people in front of him. You know what I mean? If he really uses it on the straights, he can probably get up to like 9 seconds. But regardless, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, lots of work, and he's thankful right now that there's not really like a big train being formed. But look at this, XOD is now fighting him, so he's not giving up on that P6 either. The drivers could work together here if they see the bigger picture.
And XOD has DRS, so he's going to pass him. He has more battery as well.
So now Hooligans back to P7. Maybe they are working together. Who knows? They've caught up to BRZ on Bags. HMP has a history with him, I believe. So we'll see what happens. Boy. They are catching for sure, though. Kevwood getting a penalty. He's still fighting Snake and Beans like every other corner.
Get him, Kevwood.
We saw leader Liebeg as well pit out of that battle as well. We did see it. We did see that.
Looks like Kevwood kind of either lost time or backed out of it. He's now almost a full second off of Snake and Beans.
Now HMP Hooligans is still behind XOD, who is now very close to BRZ on Bags. So this will become a nice little 3-way battle very quickly here. Again, Maestro's just hanging behind Warrior, and the top 2 are now, I believe, separating. I think Jordan has got some pace advantage here. He's now up to 2.5 seconds away from Jay Jackin in P2. And then Highway is falling back from both of them, I believe, now 4.3 3 seconds away from his teammate. So really, we're looking at HMP and XOD, see what they get up to. A little bit more low-key of a race, don't you think, Chenzo, this evening?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Bit of a low-key race. Nevertheless, still some fighting, especially between XOD and Hooligans. And I wonder if they do, or if they can catch up to BRZ. That'll also be a nice three-way battle.
I thought they were, and then they kind of lost some time there. It might be a situation where HMP might be faster than BRZ, but maybe XOD is not as quick because they lost some time to the Ferrari there.
From what I'm looking at, it seems as if BRZ is managing his battery really well.
And also, I just saw, I was riding on board with Hooligans there, XOD has wing damage, I believe. Yeah.
He does.
So there you go. I think that's what's going on here. I think as a pair, naturally they probably have very similar pace, but XOD has some damage. And whenever he gets in front, they just seem to lose time, and as well, BRZ is managing his battery not in this battle. And they are not quite getting as close to them as perhaps I thought. I think if HMP can get ahead and kind of put a stamp on that, they might be able to get with BRZ here. But if they keep fighting, eventually the pit stops will come, and who knows what will happen from there.
Right, yeah, XOD is losing a lot of time in the corners because of that damage. So, yeah, clearly I think Hooligans is probably just going to wait it out a little here, fill up his battery, and then go on the attack and keep the advantage over XOD. Maybe he does it here. It looks like XOD is pretty small in that little Mickey Mouse section.
Yeah, I think Hooligans might be running a little bit higher down for us as well. It looks like XOD has a bit more in the straight line, but Hooligans now uses the DRS to get ahead of the Red Bull. And let's see here. Now it's about, big lock up ahead from BRZ on Bags. Now we're going to see if Hooligans can get closer to the Ferrari. As long as they don't do a battle here into turn one. Okay, yeah, XOD is holding off. So let's see here. I feel like this gap's going to close. Hooligans has come from the back, and he's now up to P6, so naturally he is bringing some very good race pace as well as some racecraft to the race here. But
now the problem, Greg, is he has no battery, so he's going through these corners without any ERS activated. He's not able to catch up to BRZ. He's not able to build a gap on XOD. Now I bet here comes XOD again, and he will take the position. Man, what a dilemma for Hooligans here.
Yeah, it's like so close, but yet so far to the driver ahead. Same thing with DRS Maestro. He's still in P4. Has not made the move on highway yet. Oh, he's low on fuel. Okay, I activated the telemetry. He's already low on fuel. That makes more sense. So, that's tough, man. We still have more than half of the race to do. He needs a safety car badly to have a chance to sustain this race pace for the entire race here.
I'm going to try and see what he has. Oh, no.
It's got to be bad.
It's bad already. He will. I can guarantee you, he will not make it as of this moment.
So I think he probably underfueled, and then the track is really eating the fuel away at the same time. Because yeah, if it's as bad as Chenzo is saying, he's probably like multiple laps down or something already, and we're not even halfway. So that's a gamble that has yet to pay off. We'll just quickly cycle through Jay Jack. Oh no, Jay Jack, I believe is borderline on fuel. I think I saw it show up for a second there, but now it's not. Maestro,
right.
Mentioned him.
You're absolutely right. He is borderline, right on the limit.
And that suggests to me that he's going to struggle because it's not going to go up, I don't think. It looks like the other drivers are struggling. Snake and Beans is low, and that's it. And that's honestly a lot of drivers for how early on we are. That is concerning to anyone who did not prepare for that. Even if you
It's,
have fuel now, that might not be the case later on.
oh, Jordan Pitts, and I was about to say someone else that is right on the limit with the fuel is Jordan. He's good for now, but
Oh,
the end of the race, it's I don't know. He could make it, but just barely.
oh no. So I think a lot of drivers are going to be in a position looking for a safety car. Who predicted that? Who thought that this might happen and put more fuel in the car? That might have been a decision that could win them the race. We will see.
We'll
Also,
see.
you can save some. You can follow in the DRS, lift a little bit, coast a little bit, but you're eating away lap time on most of those options. So it's a tough balance here around Miami. Looks like the fuel is catching the drivers off balance a little bit, but let's see what happens here. We're now through halfway of this 14th lap. That is the halfway mark of this race officially. We have Jay Jackin getting by Mr. Tim.
Tim crucially hasn't pit. He's on those hard tires from the start.
XOD also is still out. He's now behind the race leader who has made a pit stop. So Jordan does have a gap to a lot of cars here. So if worse comes to worse and the fuel does run out, maybe he might be okay. We'll see what happens. Lots can change that though. All it takes is one big mistake from one of these drivers and everyone is suddenly bailed out.
And something we missed, Greg. Everyone. So in that round of pit stops, the Aston Martins double stacked, and unfortunately, Highway lost. I believe 3 spots. Yeah, man.
Oh, that is so rough. How did that happen?
He comes out behind DRS Maestro and T-Bone.
Oh, that's
Oh,
killer.
actually, hold on.
T-Bone hasn't pit yet.
You're right. Yeah, T-Bone
but
has not pit.
but yeah, he loses it to DRS. Wow. Okay, so I think what happened there is it probably wasn't a full hold up situation, but generally when we see Highway getting by DRS here. DRS is clearly trying to use Highway to save some fuel, I think. But anyway, usually when people double stack, it's like a really big loss. But sometimes even if you are not like coming into contact with one another, the pit crew on this game just is very slow on that second stop if they are within 30 seconds or so of each other. So that could have also been a part to play as well. I think it's kind of a BS mechanic, just a lazy way of addressing double stops, but it has bit Highway a little bit. Maybe some communication with his teammate could have been good there, but who knows why that happened. Either way, he's now back ahead of DRS Maestro, so it's not all lost. He's in the same position, at least he will be once these drivers who have not pit, but he has lost some time, so that always hurts. Oh, and H&P has got back to the back of BRZ on bags. We're now seeing him go for the move. BRZ squeezing him a little bit.
Trying to close the door, but H&P sticks it out. Patient, waits for the corner exit, and I think he's going to make the move here. No, who has DRS?
I don't think neither of them had it. I think it was that close. BRZ now is back ahead of H&P. We did mention these two have a rivalry going, I believe. So this is going to be a hard position to fight over for both of them. We're going to keep an eye on them as well as what's going on further behind. We have Bella getting by 83 there. Kev Wood, let's just quickly check. I think he had a 10-second penalty at one point in time. So he did serve that, yeah. So now it's just the 3 seconds, which he has next to his name, alongside XM, BRZ, and XOD, who has 6 seconds now. At that very second, it changed because he got another penalty.
That's tough. Still hasn't paid either. So I wonder he's probably gonna go hit this lap, if not the next one.
He's right ahead of this battle here between
Oh,
HMP and BRZ. It's going to continue again.
he heard me.
And HMP now is by. Oh, it looked like they got close together coming out of that exit. Highway is now, yeah, okay, so XOD and Mr. Tim are finally in the pit lane. T-Bone is staying out. One more lap. HMP and BRZ are doing one more lap of battling, but BRZ does not have the space to get by there. And now T-Bone is right ahead of Hooligans.
Oh man. Now Hooligans has a DRS as well.
So what happens here? They're both going to want to try and get by T-Bone. Hooligans is going to have the first opportunity to do so with the DRS open. BRZ is right there, though. I think he's going to have an opportunity to do something.
They're both going for it.
Oh, they're not quite clearing T-Bone. They're being very conservative with the battery, actually. And they just get by him there as a duo. And T-Bone is on those older mediums. I think he's looking for a safety car, but his time is running out now. He is losing time to those who have pit behind him as well as those who have just passed him.
Time to pit. I believe if he pits now, he will come out somewhere around AD and Kevwood. No,
Here
more
goes
like
BRZ.
AD and Snake and Beans.
Oh, little tiny tap there from Hooligans into the rear. Not intentional by any means, just got a little bit close. And they are continuing the fight. We're gonna stay on board with them because right now you got Jay Jacken in a world of his own behind Jordan, who we know is struggling with fuel as well as Jay Jacken is. Warrior is kind of in a race of his own. DRS Maestro is just clinging on to him to save fuel. And then we have these two, BRZ and HMP Hooligans. So we're going to keep an eye on them. T-Bone finally pits now. Down to, what'll it be? P12 maybe behind leader? Oh, nope. Just ahead of leader into P11. On the softs as well. Interesting call.
Wow. Okay. Let's see how this works. I wonder if he tries to go for fastest lap as well.
Mr. Tim's also on the mediums. I believe he started on the hards, so this is what he's trying to do. He's now going to have some extra pace for now. We'll see what it looks like at the end of the race. He's now by XM there into P9, 7 seconds just about, maybe just under that now, behind Toki Dogs, who, among other drivers, is in a race of their own. But look at this, BRZ and HMP are providing us more entertainment here with HMP now in the lead of this battle.
I really feel like they should work together, try to catch up to Highway and DRS Maestro. We're running out of laps.
And I'm curious, when will that fuel run out, and who will it affect? That'll be interesting. That'll affect things up front as well. Jay Jacken is really falling off now. I think he might be saving fuel.
So I'll go off the top of the list, right? Jordan's right on the limit. I think he will make it. If not, he runs out on the last lap. Jay Jacken, he needs to do some more fuel saving. Highway will be good. DRS needs to fuel save. Hooligans will be fine, I think. BRZ was about to pass him. BRZ is more than fine.
Hooligans defends the inside. They are not working together. They are losing time.
And XOD catching up to them.
Yeah. Is he's low on fuel as well, I believe. No, maybe not.
No, he's gonna be fine.
Okay.
At the end of the race, yeah. Plenty of fuel.
I'm curious, has DRS Maestro improved his situation, or is it still as dire as it was looking earlier?
So it has improved, but not out of the woods yet. Yeah, I believe by the way it's been going, I think he's just gonna stick behind Highway and barely make it at the end. And even then, I have some doubts whether he makes it to the last lap.
So he's clearly trying to get every single little advantage he can get from following Highway and saving some of that fuel, letting his car not work quite as hard down those straights. And BRC and H&P are losing time. As we mentioned, they're now 4.3 seconds behind DRS and Highway.
There goes BRZ again.
It's the same thing over and over. And that looked pretty easy. And again, BRZ does like to lock the tires up. But Hooligans now is going to be right behind him for a response. We are just chilling here around Miami. Several second gaps between most of the drivers here. T-Bone is coming back on those soft tires. We'll get back to him as well. He's just by XM there.
Nice.
Heading into Sector 3.
Good move. Now up to the points.
Oh, and then, of course, we move away, and then H&P and BRZ exchange positions again, but that looked pretty easy. I think they are at least working together in that very moment, because that was just a simple DRS pass. BRZ now not as simple into turn 1, but by the time we see him, he is through for the lead. They did gain some time there, so that might be a pattern they might want to repeat that last lap.
Yeah, it seems as though they're catching up to DRS and Highway. You know, Highway is still driving at full speed. Maybe it's just not enough.
Leader Liebag has pit. That's interesting. So Leader Liebag is going for a 2-stop today. H&P is going for the move on the inside, which unfortunately undoes the work they were doing. Now it's back up to 4.4. But he's now into P5. We're going to see that again and again and again, I'm sure.
Leader Lee, a good candidate for the Purple Egg Award.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing, trying to get that fastest lap. He will not get any points unless he gets up to P10. And BRZ now is up to P5.
How many times have they gone already?
It's like they're just about gaining time, but then one battle and it just goes out the window. Like if they were just a little bit cleaner, they'd be right on DRS and Highway by now, I would imagine. Sector 2, yellow flag. There's a Ferrari around.
Bella.
That's Bella.
What's wrong? He stopped. Oh, he stopped.
He stopped on the track.
But
he does get going. Oh, what's going on here? There's the race leader is now approaching him.
That was a little strange.
Oh, he gets a penalty. Kevwood. Oh, Kevwood has a big moment there. He hits leader, but it honestly wasn't as bad as it could have been. But yeah, he's going into the pit lane there. Just on like the outside, I think he tried to go for like a move, but the wall was there, and leader's rear right tire, as Bella has left the session, but leader's rear right tire has stopped his momentum, and then Dashley gets a 10-second for just cutting through the Mickey Mouse section.
Yep, now Kevwood goes on the softs. He's also a good candidate for the fastest lap. But now with 6 laps left, I think Jordan's been doing some fuel saving because it looks like he's going to be fine.
Very well managed from him. Dashley is retired. Does that change things?
No.
No, Dashley's in the pit lane. Okay, alright.
Oh, what a day for the Williams boys. Two
Shades of real
DNFs.
life.
Yeah. James Vowles is not happy. I can see him just darting into the garage.
His real team also has his esports team is racking up the damage here. His premier drivers are putting that Williams into the wall. And they are now out of the race. That's 18th and 19th out. Now we only have 17 drivers. H&P Hooligans, though, BRZ and Bags just continuing to battle for P5. That, I think, will be it. But look at that. They actually, never mind. They did gain some time there. Maestro has lost DRS from Highway.
Oh, crucial. And he will continue the fuel saving technique. So BRZ and Hooligans will catch up to him.
So there you go. A little bit of a chance for these two to further advance their position. BRZ does have a penalty as well. So really, he just needs to work with... Oh, there you go. Highway gets a penalty.
No.
That's changed things for him. But he just needs to work with H&P here because he's not going to pass him on track. H&P does not have a penalty. So he just needs to work with him because that is going to help him out the most.
Yeah, so what they just did, BRZ overtaking on the main straight, I think you should just kind of be patient there because they lose too much time trying to overtake each other there. It gives them a bad line going into that little S that sets you up for that small straight around the stadium.
Yeah, I think you're right. Turn 1 is not a place to really be doing that anymore. You want to be, doing that around here, on this part of the track, and then the straight coming up as well. Those are the kind of the longer opportunities where you can get clear of the car in front of you, and then collectively with you pulling in front with the DRS open, the driver behind picking up some slipstream, you will go faster as long as you have a similar pace to one another. Oh, Hooligans, I think, hit the wall a little bit there. Or someone did.
That was close.
Heard a little...
See, now, this is a good place to make the pass.
Yeah,
lots of room. You can get back on the racing line.
Exactly. That's what you want to do right there.
Now, let's see if BRZ understands the assignment here.
He's got a lot more battery. A lot more battery.
He's gonna attack. Yeah, look at him. No, BRZ. Oh, okay.
Okay,
nice.
he's here. Oh, he's doing the bump and run a little bit. But he did not eventually go for the move. We both thought he would, though. But now, look at this. Because he did not do... Oh! Okay, I thought there was damage there. I think that was just a game glitch. Okay, we're good. Yeah, they're both good. But anyway... Now he's right behind Hooligans, and he's got a lot more battery. So this is going to push him right to the front, and that's going to give Hooligans a nice tow. Or maybe not.
This is where you do it. Yeah, he's got to make it stick right now.
There you go. So that's kind of what they want to be doing, but they did lose some time there, unfortunately, to Highway and DRS. And now DRS is looking a little bit better. He's got a penalized driver in front of him. So he might, just maybe, get into P3. We'll see how his fuel situation plays out. We're getting towards the end.
Greg, it is so close, man. Like, I'm not even kidding. He could be in for the podium, but I don't know. Just like in Bahrain, I don't know who ran out in that last lap, but it's going to be that close.
BRZ, H&P, now falling back again, north of 3.3 seconds to DRS Maestro ahead. Everyone else, though, is kind of spaced out. We have 83 behind leader further back. Leader's on those fresh tires, so this is, I think, helping 83 out a little bit. Jordan, as we mentioned, is in a league of his own. 10 seconds ahead, saving fuel for sure, but doing so efficiently, and he looks in control here, and we are now approaching the point of no return where there would be no safety cars.
That's right.
So he has absolutely dominated this one tonight. If that Hugh guy stuck around, I think there would have been a battle there, but unfortunately he did not, and that's not Jordan's fault. He's here to race, and unfortunately, no one can keep up with him. So he is making this look easy now. 83 is just following leader there into turn 1. But as you can see, many seconds between a lot of the field here. The only 2 or 3 pairs, I guess you could say, are DRS Maestro and Highway, BRZ and HP, and then 83 and leader, as we saw earlier.
It's just also I feel like a difficult track for packs to stay together. Once you fall out of that DRS, I don't want to say game over, but it's very difficult to kind of get back within range.
And yeah, again, BRZ is falling back from DRS Maestro. Quickly checking just the fuel status. Every driver has done well. Snake and Beans is right on the limit right now. He might be able to get to the end. And now everyone has recovered, I think. So it's just DRS Maestro who might be the driver to look out for that. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's only DR. Yeah, I think it's only DRS.
Yeah, I saw Snake and Beans was
He
on the
is.
limit.
He is on the limit. He's hovering above and below what is needed to complete the race. So he's right there.
Unfortunately, he's just very far from the points. T-Bone is, 26 seconds around there ahead. So even if he does round a fuel, it's not going to change too much. Of course, he wants to do as well as he can, though. H&P now is going for the repass with the DRS wide open, easy as you like. Oh!
No!
And they have made contact. What happened there? Did BRZ have some loss of traction? He looked like he just kind of swerved or something.
So I was on Hooligan's point of view, and it looked like there was contact, but I couldn't see necessarily like what happened with BRZ. If it was his front wing that tapped Hooligans, or if it was a tire. Couldn't get a good look at it.
So that was exciting. Doesn't change much in the grand scheme of things. BRZ did have that penalty, of course.
Yeah.
So he was going to fall down anyway. But yeah, that looked a little weird. I think there was an issue with the traction maybe on the exit as well as the contact earlier in the turn. DRS Maestro, though, is now going to be the driver for us to keep an eye on, I think. Everything else is kind of chilled out for now, unless anyone makes a catastrophic error. This is pretty much going to be your finishing order here. There's some penalties to apply and some positions will change, but it's not going to be a big deal. Right now, DRS Maestro is on track for a podium, but let's just see how close he cut this fuel saving.
It is close. I would say for Highway and Hooligans, just to keep pushing. You never know what can happen. There he is. Major fuel saving, Greg.
Okay.
Yeah, this last lap, maybe Highway can get away from him.
All right, so we're going to see here on this final lap, Jordan took it, 16 seconds ago. He is way in front of these two drivers and the whole field, to be honest. Jay Jackin, again, having a solid race, has to be mentioned. It's not been the most exciting, but he is up there into P2. As long as he finishes that off, that's a very good result from him. Highway, unfortunately, just getting that penalty, and that's going to screw him over now. There's a yellow flag further back. That's a Sauber of Snake and Beans having difficulties there, going out of the Mickey Mouse section, I believe. And then, anyway, DRS Maestro, I think he's just going to hold on here. I don't think he's going to have an opportunity to go for this move. Maybe not.
Yep, there it is.
Is he out of fuel?
Right now he is negative, but just by a little.
So he's just doing enough, and that has been very smart and well managed from him. Obviously, he put himself in that position to begin with. Maybe if he had just fueled up, he could have gone for more tonight. But I think he's just done enough here. H&P Jordan has crossed the line to take the win.
What a win from him.
Absolute
Dominating.
domination. Uh, DRS Maestro is going to have power out of this last turn. I think he has done it. He has recovered.
Oh, wow.
And with the penalty, will take this call. He cut that very close with that
Wow.
showmanship there.
Yeah,
But
man.
he did cross the line for P3.
What a podium
Followed
from him.
by Highway Warrior, HMP Hooligans, BRZ on Bags, XOD, Mr. Tim in the Haas. We have a long wait to go here. It took you dogs. Now next up in the Mercedes for P9, followed by his teammate, who is now fighting XM on the last corner. We just missed that, but T-Bone makes the move. I think he was ahead, so maybe that was a defensive move. Oh! XM was trying to go for a run, and T-Bone was putting his car wherever XM was going, and he does not let him by, but they both score points into P9 and 10. Liebag is a pretty far way away from them, but now crossing the line. XOD did DNF on the line.
He DNF before he crossed. Look.
That's got to
Oh,
be as close as possible
man.
because people are passing him as they cross the line, so he literally must have done it at the line. We'll see if that gets changed or anything. But
Oh, wow.
overall, definitely not the most exciting race we've ever had here at the Star Cup. But a good one nonetheless for Jordan and Jay Jackin and DRS Maestro. Those are your podium drivers today. And no rain, no safety cars, just a green flag race that ultimately did slow down a little bit at the end there. But we had some juicy moments. BRZ getting involved in a couple incidents, especially that sprint as well. There were some good ones in
Yeah.
there. Overall, Chenzo, who is your driver of the day of this slow burner?
So I have a lot actually. Jordan, obviously, big win, dominating from lap one. Then both Aston Martins having a great sprint and feature race. Jay Jackin holding on to P2 despite having to fuel save for most of the race. And then Took You Dogs and Hooligans both making up major positions. Hooligans starting P17, Took You Dogs P19, making it into the points. So hats off to all of them. Great race.
Absolutely. If I were to throw my hat into the ring there, I'd probably stick it with either Jordan. I think that was just such a dominating performance, has to be recognized, or maybe H&P Hooligans as well. He got up through the field and made up the most positions. I think he could have got a little bit closer, and obviously a safety car would have really helped him out. But that did not happen. Instead, we just finished the race as we started with the green flag action through and throughout. But anyway, that has been the second round of the second season for the Star Cup. We should be seeing now Jordan take the lead of the championship by a decent margin over BRZ on Bags, who unfortunately just had some moments tonight and did not repeat that win from last time. But of course, it's only the second round, still many races to come. I count 8 of them. And we will see just what is in store for the rest of us. Chenzo, any final words for the evening?
Just once again, thank you for having me. It was a great race. Maybe not as active as other ones, but it's always a blast to be up in the booth. And yeah, I can't wait for the next race in Spain. I know it's one of, I don't know, I feel like it's one of the Star Cup and Mushroom Cup, I guess like trademarks. So it's always good to go back there and race. And yeah, man, I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Same here. Spain's going to be a good one. I believe that's going to be a regular qualifying session next time out, but we will, of course, cover that next time. And yeah, I agree. There is some heritage there. That track does have some very good races potentially in store for us. And we'll look forward to that one as well as the rest of the season. But for now, that has been the coverage for this week's event of the Star Cup. Thank you everyone for tuning in, all the people around the world. We had some H&P fans back in the building. They got to see a lot of their guy tonight, especially in that second race. Not sure if he'll be there next time. We'll have to see that as it happens next week out. I hope he is. But either way, we're looking forward to more action. That has been it for Greg Jennings and Chenzo with the Star Cup. We will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for what was the next track? Spain. That's
Spain.
right. Spain next time out. Looking forward to seeing you then. For now, though, have a good rest of your week and a good rest of your evening. Thank you.